My name is Samantha Chambers. I'm from Shenandoah University, and my research is titled, What's Your SNAP Score? Correlations to Narcissism, Anxiety, and Personality. So Snapchat is not as widely studied as compared to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So research was limited in finding studies specifically related to Snapchat. However, studies have shown that narcissism and anxiety increase as time on other social medias increase. And investigating Snapchat is important because of its unique features as compared to other social media networks. Snapchat users typically have smaller friend groups as compared to other social networks. Snapchat users also have complete control over their audience of who can see their posts, with modes of direct messaging, group chats, private and public stories. And a user is informed if someone takes a screenshot, which adds to another level of privacy. Finally, all posts on Snapchat expire, and once they expire, other users cannot see the post again. So the objective of this study was to determine if similar results were found for Snapchat, as well as investigate the Big Five personality traits. My hypotheses were that the results would match other studies done on other social networks, and there would be positive correlations between Snapchat usage and narcissism, anxiety, and extroversion. In most social media studies, researchers must solely rely on self-report, which can lead to self-reporting bias from the participants. So for this study, I wanted to take advantage of Snapchat's feature called a Snap Score. And according to Snapchat, a Snap Score is a point total that a user has that is determined by a super secret special equation that combines the number of snaps you've sent and received, the stories you've posted, and a couple other factors. So basically, the more you actively use the app, the higher your score will be. And it can range from the hundreds to the millions. It just depends on how much you use Snapchat. So to test our hypotheses, we created a survey to investigate Snapchat usage. So we used a Amazon Mechanical Turk to obtain a convenience sample of participants. Amazon Mechanical Turk is an online crowdsourcing platform where workers receive monetary compensation for completing tasks. Our participants received 60 cents 24 hours after completing the survey. And we constructed our survey on an online platform called Qualtrics. And the survey had 38 total questions, including informed consent, demographic information, Snapchat questions, the MPI 16, the TIPI, and the GAD 7. Demographic questions included gender, age, and student status. The MPI 16 measured narcissism. The TIPI measured the Big Five personality traits of extroversion, neuroticism, agreeableness, openness, and conscientiousness. And GAD measured anxiety. These are the screenshots of the survey. They show the Snapchat questions that were asked, the GAD 7, and example questions from the MPI 16. The Snapchat questions asking for the date of their account creation, Snap Score, and estimated weekly usage were chosen to try and get the best idea of the Snapchat usage by the participant. We uploaded the survey to Amazon Mechanical Turk on March 6th and March 8th, 2020, and then we uploaded the results to SPSS for data analysis. For this study, we received 218 total responses. However, we narrowed down the sample size to 136 due to unforeseen data integrity issues, like bogus answers, incomplete questionnaires, and inactive Snapchat users. For example, some participants said they created their account before Snapchat even existed. One participant said they made their account a couple days before the survey, but used it 32 hours a week. And some participants even said they created their account at a future date that hadn't even happened yet. Participants had to be at least 18 years of age, speak English, and live in the United States. There were 80 men, 55 women, and one participant who selected prefer not to answer. 90 participants were not a student, 19 were college students, and 27 were graduate students. This differed from most of the studies I found for background research, as most of them were female and college students. After looking at all the responses, it became apparent that participants may not have known what a SNAP score was. For those familiar with Snapchat, these numbers will seem strange. Almost 20% of the sample said they had a SNAP score of 15 or below. It is possible that participants may have confused their SNAP score with a SNAP streak instead, which is the number of consecutive days two users send each other at least one snap. So to compensate for this, we performed a median split to put participants into a low or high SNAP score group. The median was approximately 269, which seems abnormally low from personal knowledge of Snapchat scores. These two groups made by the median split were used to run a t-test. So this is a bar graph showing the results from our t-test. Surprisingly, those in a low SNAP score group showed significantly higher narcissism, anxiety, and extroversion. Even more surprising was that those in the low SNAP score group reported higher hours of weekly usage. The main takeaways from this are that the t-test results were opposite of the hypotheses and background research. Lower usage by measure of SNAP score yielded higher narcissism, anxiety, and extroversion, and higher hours of weekly usage. So based off of these results, we decided to run a correlational analysis on how hours of weekly usage would differ from the results of the SNAP score. So the correlational results found significant positive correlations in Snapchat users in hours per week in narcissism, anxiety, and extroversion. Significant negative correlations were found in Snapchat usage and agreeableness and conscientiousness, which was not in the hypotheses, but was an interesting finding. So the main takeaway from these results is that they were the opposite of the t-test results, but they matched the hypotheses and background research. Higher reported usage yielded higher narcissism, anxiety, and extroversion. So obviously the results were somewhat contradicting, and it is difficult to determine if estimates of weekly usage or SNAP scores were more accurate in this sample due to possible inaccurate reporting. It is also important to consider that the fact these results are purely correlational and they do not show causation. Also, research has shown that passive use of social media is more likely to result in negative affect than if you are actively participating by posting, commenting, and so on. It is possible that those in the low SNAP score group reported higher hours of weekly usage because they were passively using Snapchat by watching other stories and media, therefore resulting in their increased anxiety. This necessitates further research to understand this relationship with accurate measures. Future research could include uploading screenshots to show one SNAP score or screen time for a certain app to ensure accurate results. Also, looking into adolescents under the age of 18 would be interesting since Snapchat is popular in that age group. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time.